Hey everybody, it's Michael Burns with One Mic Out, and today I want to talk about two things. One, you just had a Senate hearing of a Miss Bridges and a Senator Hawley, where the line of questioning was essentially came out that he was using transphobic language because he was just asking her essentially to define, or explain what genders can and cannot get pregnant. Now, I just learned today, apparently, that gender and sex, when it comes to like birth certificate, like not the act of sex, but like what gender you are not synonymous with each other. That's where they're trying to go now in terms of the redefinition and redefining words that have meant something literally since their invention, since their creation, and now they're fighting to say no, gender is just what you choose to be, and sex is just what the doctors write on your birth certificate based on the sexual reproductive organs excuse me, that you have at that time that they can look at and see. So that's news to me. That's kind of crazy. I mean, it's not kind of crazy, it's fucking insane. But anyway, so the it goes out where he's asking her like, okay, who can get pregnant? And she's going on to like talk about like, he says, can men get pregnant? And she says yes. Essentially it's that. And he's like, okay, well, he doesn't, he says what's the word he uses? Extraordinary is what he uses. He's like, well, that's extraordinary. She goes on to say he's using transphobic language just because he's merely asking her, the line of questioning, can a man get pregnant? And almost it's making it almost like he's a bad guy because he believes still that only a woman can get pregnant. So my response would have been, okay, can you now define, can a or can a male zebra or a male bear, grizzly bear, or a male horse or koala or whatever, get pregnant? Mammal. Can a male humpback whale get pregnant? And I would have loved to have listened to her response, and her reasoning as to no, what she would have used. She would have had no choice but to fall back on biology. There's no way she could say, well, no, they can get pregnant because they don't have the ability to go electively seek out a surgery that can outwardly, overtly change what they look like, to make themselves look like a woman or to make a woman look like a man. But at the end of the day, you're still what you are. You're not, just because we sculpted you, a doctor and a surgeon sculpted you into something, doesn't mean anything. When a woman gets breast implants, yeah, it from outwardly looking, yeah, they're augmented, they're bigger, but she wasn't born with those. They're still fake. But it's after the surgery, and so. Just because you're taking certain medications to suppress certain hormones and estrogen, and just because you have someone going surgically and just kind of refold some things and then move this here and there and whatnot, does not make you a new gender. You are what you are. Think of it this way, like kit cars, right? You could take the chassis of a Volkswagen Beetle, but you could put the kit car, the body style of a Porsche, and put it over it, and that doesn't make that a Porsche. It just looks like it, but it's not going to act like it. It's not going to be able to do the same things. And so, a man that transitions to a woman, that man cannot get pregnant. However, a woman that transitions to a man, she can still get pregnant because why? If she retains the ability, those sexual organs doesn't get tubes tied and things like that, and doesn't have a penis created out of her vagina, does not necessarily make her a man. And this speak triggers a lot of people because of the dumbing down of America and the manipulation of America. And you'll watch the documentary of What is a Man. We're that crazy, like America, social media, free thinking has made people that insane to where they will try and fight you over that. But the fact of the matter is, you are what you are when you were born. And if you want to change the way you look, that's perfectly fine. But that does not mean that you are now a he or a she. You are still what you were when you were born. So that's the fact of the matter. But you can be whoever you want to be. You can look like whoever you want to look like. But it doesn't change the fact of what you are when you were born. Second, on that kind of note, no, I'm going to save it for another one, because I feel like I've already dedicated a little too much to that thought. So I'd like to know what your thoughts are. What do you think? Do you think, that you can actually truly change your gender, your sex that you were born with, or do you think that that is who you were when you were born, and then you just change the way you look, and you want people to call you by what you now look like, and refer to you that biologically speaking you did not change anything. But do you think that we should continue this rhetoric of men can get pregnant? But anyway, like I would have said, my response would have been with a follow-up question of, do you think, can gorillas, can chimpanzees, other primates, can they get, can male primates get pregnant? The closest relative to human beings, and the answer would be unequivocally no, they can't. And the response and the reasoning could be due to biology. They cannot just say yes, they can. So human beings have the opportunity to where we can free think, we can speak, we can communicate, we can get wires crossed and become fucked up in the head and begin to believe that a man can get pregnant because we decide to have a surgery, and then now we want to call ourselves a man and we want everyone else to conform to how I see me. And so now I want you to participate in my thwarted way of thinking. It's a perversion. It's mental. It's a mental health issue. It truly is. With all the shootings you've seen recently, have all been these very liberal, blue-leaning, very feminine-looking males that have lost their shit. Where hell, in years past, we used to, have gun cabinets instead of gun safes, and didn't have to worry about any kids going and shooting up schools or whatnot. So it's a mental issue, in my opinion, and this only perpetuates that mental problem. Anyway, I'd like to know what you think. So, Michael with one mic out, let me know.